The air is dry, yet heavy with presence. I'm standing on the Giza plateau, where time folds in on itself. Before me, the Great Pyramid rises, silent, colossal, eternal. Its sharp lines carve into the Egyptian sky like a message from the gods. Welcome to the portal of eternity, where we travel beyond history and myths to rediscover the deeper mystery of the pyramids, their construction, their cosmic purpose, and their role as bridges between Earth and the stars. The pyramids were not random marvels of architecture, they were deliberate acts of devotion, precision, and cosmic alignment. Around 2600 BCE, Egypt's pharaohs believed their journey didn't end with death, it transformed. They saw life as a preparation for eternity. The pyramid was built as the vehicle of ascension, helping the king's soul, his ka, to rise and join the stars. The shape itself, a perfect triangle, represents the ray of sunlight descending to earth, symbolizing the connection between heaven and humanity. The pharaohs built these structures not merely as tombs, but as resurrection machines designed to ensure the soul's immortality. Every measurement, every angle was sacred mathematics, geometry turned into devotion. The sides aligned precisely to the four cardinal directions, symbolizing harmony with the cosmos. The north-facing corridor of the Great Pyramid, for instance, aligns perfectly with the pole star, a guide for the departing soul, the eternal compass home. Here in Giza, three great pyramids dominate the plateau. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, the largest of them all, originally rising to around 146 meters. It's the only surviving wonder of the ancient world. Inside lies the king's chamber, queen's chamber, and a complex system of shafts, not randomly placed, but aligned to Orion's belt and Sirius star systems the ancients associated with rebirth and the afterlife. Then the Pyramid of Khafre, slightly smaller but built on higher ground, giving it a majestic illusion of equal height. The great Sphinx guards its causeway, the eternal sentinel of wisdom and silence. Then you have the Pyramid of Menkure, the smallest of the trio, yet equally intricate. Legends say it represents the balance between the physical, mental, and spiritual dimensions. And then there are the step pyramid of Saqqara, built by Pharaoh Djoser, Egypt's first pyramid, and the bent pyramid of Sneferu, where architects learned to balance form with function. Each one a step in humanity's evolution from earth-bound beings to celestial travelers. The Great Pyramid of Khufu is officially dated to around 4,500 years ago during Egypt's Old Kingdom. But many researchers, from alternative historians to geologists, point to evidence that may push its origins much further back, possibly 10,000 to 12,000 years ago, before recorded civilization. Some theories connect it to the pre-dynastic era or even to a lost civilization that survived the Great Flood, mentioned in countless ancient myths. Back then, they say Egypt wasn't a desert. It was lush, tropical, watered by rains and river channels, now buried beneath the sand. Then came the cataclysm, floods, climate shifts, tectonic upheavals. The Sahara turned from green to gold. And here, on this land of silence, the pyramids endured, as if built not for humanity, but for eternity itself. The Great Pyramid once gleamed like sunlight made gold, made solid. Originally, it was covered in highly polished white Tura limestone casing stones, which reflected the sun so brilliantly that it could be even seen from miles away. Ancient travelers described it as a mountain of light. At its very peak, it is said to have held a capstone, a pyramidion, possibly made of electrum, a gold and silver alloy symbolizing the fusion of heaven and earth. Each of its 2.3 million blocks weighs between 2 to 80 tons, cut and placed with a precision that defies explanation. No mortar was used, yet the stones fit so tightly that not even a sheet of paper can slide between them. How did the ancient builders achieve such accuracy without modern tools? Mainstream Egyptology credits ingenuity and manpower, like rams, levers, and decades of labor. But others whisper of lost technologies, perhaps sound or frequency based methods, the use of vibration to lift stone, echoing the idea that sound is the language of creation itself. Could the pyramids have been built by harnessing resonance, the same sacred geometry that underlies both matter and consciousness? Deep inside the Great Pyramid lies the King's Chamber, carved entirely from red granite, transported over 800 kilometers from Aswan. It's an austere rectangular room, empty except for a large granite sarcophagus, uninscribed, lying open and silent. But when you enter, the air changes. The chamber hums, literally. Sound made here reverberates, amplifies, as if the stone itself is alive. Ancient initiates may have used this chamber not as a tomb, but as a resonance chamber, a place for the soul's ascension. When sound was chanted in harmony with the chamber's natural frequency, it's said to activate altered states of consciousness, opening gateways between physical and spiritual realms. The alignment of the air shafts is not accidental either. They aim toward Orion's belt and Sirius, the celestial homes of Osiris and Isis, gods of resurrection and eternal life. To the Egyptians, death was not an end, it was a journey of the Ka and Ba toward the stars. Thus, the pyramid was both a map of the heavens and a mirror of the soul. But beyond history and engineering lies something deeper, a resonance that can still be felt today. Stand near the Great Pyramid. Close your eyes and breathe. You can feel it, the vibration of stillness, like the earth itself is exhaling through stone. Beyond all theories, the pyramid endures as a symbol of consciousness itself. Metaphysically, the pyramid is considered a cosmic conductor, a shape that gathers and amplifies energy. Ancient priests believed the pyramid's apex channeled solar and cosmic frequencies, focusing them into the king's chamber to awaken higher states of consciousness. Even today, researchers claim that pyramidal structures amplify meditative states. Could this geometry be more than symbolic, a true energetic form designed to align matter and spirit? Some traditions say the Great Pyramid was never a tomb, for no mummy was ever found inside. Instead, it may have been an initiation chamber, a temple of rebirth. Initiates would lie in the sarcophagus of the king's chamber in darkness, experiencing ego death, awakening not as a pharaoh, but as an enlightened soul. The pyramid's proportions reflect the golden ratio, the harmonic constant found in all living things, suggesting that its builders understood how to bridge the human and the divine through frequency and form. In a sense, the pyramid may have been humanity's first attempt to engineer enlightenment. Look from above. The three pyramids of Giza are not random. Their layout mirrors Orion's belt, part of the constellation revered as Osiris, Lord of Rebirth. Even their offset, the smallest pyramid slightly south, matches the faint third star, Mintaka. And on certain nights around 10,500 BCE, the very epoch some claim they were built, Orion's belt aligned perfectly with the pyramids below. Coincidence or a deliberate design meant to bridge earth and sky? The pyramids were not just tombs. They were celestial tuning forks harmonizing human consciousness with the cosmos. Their geometry encodes the Earth's circumference, the golden ratio, and even the speed of light, mathematics that suggest a universal intelligence embedded in stone. As I stand at the pyramid's base, touching the cool stone, I can't help but feel a pulse, ancient, vast, and alive. It's as if those stones remember. Maybe the pyramids were not built for the dead, but for the living who sought to awaken, to remember their eternal nature. Perhaps they are frequency temples, amplifying life force, anchoring the divine geometry of the universe into Earth's grid. Even in silence they speak, reminding us that civilization, wisdom, and consciousness may not be a linear journey of progress, but a cycle of remembering what was once known. The sun dips behind the pyramids, painting the desert in gold and rose. The Sphinx gazes east, unblinking, as if guarding truths humanity has yet to earn again. The wind brushes my face, dry, warm, eternal, and I realize these are not monuments to death. These are mirrors of the soul carved in stone, pointing to the stars. As I walk away from the pyramids, the sun dips low over Giza. The desert turns gold. The Sphinx watches unblinking, as it has for thousands of years. It's humbling to realize these are not just stones. They are message carved in geometry, a reminder that we are more than flesh and time. Whether built by pharaohs or forgotten sages, by rams or resonance, one truth remains. They were made by beings who knew their connection to the cosmos. The Great Pyramid stands as both symbol and teacher that when matter and spirit unite in perfect proportion, we build eternity itself. Whether tomb, temple, or portal, the pyramids whisper the same truth that life and death are two phases of the same infinite journey. And as the desert wind carries that wisdom into the night, I feel it echo in me, a call to awaken, to remember that we too are builders of light. In the stillness of Giza, the desert breathes, and for a moment you remember you are infinite too. Thank you for journeying with me through the sands of Egypt, where stone meets spirit and silence holds the voice of eternity. If this episode stirred something within you, follow this series as we explore the deeper mysteries of Egypt, from the Eye of Horus to the Temple of Isis. Until then, keep seeking the light within the stone and the stars within yourself.